And then that'll be 8 healing to Wobbles.
8 maximum. That is a friendship heal.
One day they'll automate our imaginations and we'll call it AI.
Theater of the mind in my D&D?
Versevern handed me a note. I do not know what's on that note.
Do you like me? Check 1. Yes, no.
One of you is displeased. The one who's eating it is displeased, but it isn't because she's dying. It's because it is just a little bit not good.
I take a nibble.
It's not good.
Why not?
What is my damage?
See, now that's a professional.
What we have is we have a collection of adventurers who have one of you watched a little kobold chop down a tree and learned so much about him. One of you now is the proud owner of a head and a bunch of meat. So congratulations on this windfall. We had Bear Severin, TM. We had Wobbles learned about a little bit of foul play, perhaps, but was powerless to stop it currently. And we had Laweiwei learning a couple of things and keeping her eyes open. As you all reconvene.
Excusez-moi, may I interject? Because when we ended last time, I had bought the head, I was stealing meat, and I was feeling around in the back of his cart and felt something metal. That seemed very interesting, GM.
I have Oswong written down as well.
Yeah, Oswong.
And
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which
and
metagaming
Lily,
I know it is, but in-game I don't.
And Lily was asking pointed questions about Incanton kobolds.
Mm-hmm. So with the metal sphere that you have in your hands, Riz, it does say Aswang on it. It doesn't look like it has a seam. However, as you examine this sphere, it feels hollow inside, which I think would be, if I'm setting this up correctly, would seem to be something that doesn't make sense. I mean, you can have hollow spheres. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not trying to be a sphere police. But but I would say that given how solid it looks and how rough and tumble it is a little bit bizarre that it doesn't seem to have a way to get inside when it obviously looks like it's trying to hold something, or maybe held something at one time. And Lily was having pointed questions for Incanton kobolds. Did she have anything else that she was going to ask, or was she going back to the main group?
Oh, no, that she was asking the main group what they know about the Incanton team.
Okay, perfect. So she wants to know what they're talking about. And Wobbles, you were over on the east side trying to get those rubies. However, there are several kobolds that aren't aligned with your group that have just dagger eyes on you as you are close to where the rubies are. Is there anything that you would like to do, or would you like to, or would you like to try to make
my turn here? Okay, so I tried getting the rubies by thinking they were common, and they were like, nope, those are definitely rare. Don't steal them.
Mm-hmm.
I tried telling them someone else was hoarding a bunch of seaweed, so that leaves sandstone. How limited is the sandstone around here? Like, if I sabotage their supply, would they just be like, whatever? Like, is it dirt, or is it like, we got to get more?
Excellent question. That would be sandstone. Considering your location, it's on the rarer side. However, it may be plentiful nearby. So in your immediate vicinity, kind of low. In maybe something that they can reach within half an hour, maybe a bit more.
All right. Can I see their sandstone reserve right now?
Yes, it is next to the sorcerer kobold who is on top of the rock. She is about 8 feet above you, and you can see that she reaches her hand in there when she casts the spell. So you can see that her bag of sandstone is right next to her left foot or left leg.
Okay, 2 more questions. First, how flat is the top of that rock that she's standing on? Second, how far away is their boat?
Okay, let's start with the boat first. It would be close to the shoreline, about 35 feet away from where she is on top. So she'd have to go 8 feet down, 35 feet across to get to it. It is positioned halfway in the water. How flat does the top look, or what's the angle of the top? It's pretty flat. However, as you were walking up, you were able to see that there's a slight slope extending down towards the water.
Okay. Oh, well. No, that's Gus. Sorry.
Good catch.
Well, sorry to bother you. I'm gonna be on my way now. Nice rubies. And I walk away.
As you say, nice rubies, the female kobold, the woman on top, looks down at you with her gold eyes, and she goes, "Many thanks," as she bids you adieu. You have Launch and Rock with you. Launch is like, "Yeah, that's suspicious as hell, right?"
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're gonna try and cast fireballs at the boat.
"Well, hate that," she says very earnestly, as Rock's like, "I don't like fire." "No, neither do I," she says.
Is that against the rules?
It's not, it's kind of like how we have you as one of the convocation members. It's not explicitly banned, but it's not cool," she says.
And Wobbles looks a little sad and like they think him being on the team's not cool.
Yeah, as he looks at it, she realizes, she's like, no, I like having you on the team. I think, okay, hold on, Rock. And he's like, "What?" As he's like looking out at the water, you can notice that as you guys were walking back to the main group, he's just been kind of fantasizing in his own world this entire time. He's like, yeah, Wobbles is a friend." And she's like, "Yeah, Wobbles is a friend," as she keeps padding along beside you. As you make your way back to the main group, which has Liweiwei talking to Bonnie and Barton, the killer bees. No, yeah, and Okot's also here. Now we have everybody together, and as Barton is working on the tree with Okot, and Okot, don't forget, you do have a boon to whenever you talk to Barton, because you guys had such a wonderful conversation for an hour.
Oh, that's right. I basically know everything about him now.
Yeah, you realize that he actually likes having a giant backpack because it makes him feel fierce.
That's fucking awesome, my dude. Like, everyone needs something that makes them feel fierce. I am in full support.
Thanks. As he drags a little piece of wood and starts hacking it to make a patch for the boat.
Wait, we had to cut down a whole tree for a patch?
Well,
we couldn't have used a branch?
No, other things as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all
other
right.
things.
Cool. You know what? It's your boat. I shouldn't question it. You know what you're doing.
Thanks, he says.
That long pause tells me he doesn't hear that nearly enough.
Yeah, as Liweiwei,
Poor guy.
You can see a little bit of a bummed out Wobbles with
No, he's rallied.
Oh, he's rallied. Good for him. Hell yeah. You see him walking on sunshine as
well, he's not that good.
Let's not go crazy.
A little bit of dopamine.
Yeah, okay. You see Wobbles at stasis. Sometimes he's a little bit higher, sometimes he's a little bit lower, but he's basically at stasis.
He looks like he rolled an 8 for his mood. Not great, but it's all right.
Could be worse.
As Bonnie is like, something about the Encanta team. I know that they're very good. I mean, yes, they're very good competitors. I know that kind of the darker gold One is named Bahol, and he's a weird. He's a guy, she says. And then Rember, she's very fierce when it comes to diving. She might be as good as me. She says as her eyes narrow.
Rember is Remy? Or is that a different one?
Yeah, her full name's Rember.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Huh.
And she just kind of like looks back over her shoulder at that group and then back at Bonnie. She's like,
So are like bonnets in this year or something?
Oh, yeah. They are so in.
Oh, they're very cute.
Thanks. Yeah, they are. And they keep the sun out of your eyes and the water. Or rain, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, sky water.
Yeah, sky water. That'll do, she says.
Ray, can I give you an inspiration for Sky? It's so stupid, but so funny.
hey, I'll take it. If I don't get inspirations for being stupid, I don't get them at all.
It got me so good. I'm sorry.
That's all that matters.
I couldn't unmute fast enough to point out that Okat's snicker turned into a cough to cover it up. Damn, that was amazing.
Yeah, sky water.
I think Lily keeps making like looks over at that group and like at the whole congregation that's now gathered over here. She's like, and then drops her voice and she's like,
Okay, so like they took second last year, is that right? Like that's what they said, but
Yeah, they did.
okay. I don't know, just something seems like kind of off about them. I don't mean that like meanly, just like they're super worried.
Well, they're probably worried that they're going to lose again this year.
Well, yeah, but like, why would you worry about that? Like, I get being competitive, but like, I don't know, it kind of felt like they think they're going to be punished or something.
She thinks about that as we cut to Riz and Bear Severon. Because he's still a bear, or did he switch out?
Nope, he's still a bear. He's not wasting it. I was gonna ask how much meat I actually got from my thieving.
You know what? Let's have you roll a d20 to determine that.
Ooh, okay. Do I trust the dice? We'll do this one. An 11.
You got 22 pounds of meat.
Enough for a snack.
I hope I prioritize the jerky and not the raw meat.
Well, the nice thing is, if you prioritize the jerky, that'll last you a long time due to the high salt content.
Yeah. Wait, so 22 pounds of random meat. Plus a severed head and a sphere.
Absolutely baffling.
And that's why we play D&D.
One might say I'm meat rich.
There's always something you want to be.
You're my cat, meat monster.
I will take my spoils and abscond back to the tree line.
Oh, what a terrible way to refer to stolen meat.
I said what I said. I know what I did there. And find
you take the sword.
Find Verseverin.
Yeah, you definitely do.
I'm in bear form, and I turned into a bear in the hopes that I had a better sniffer to chase him down the blood trail that weirdly didn't lead to the guy selling meat and heads. So while Riz was doing her negotiation / light thieving, I was sniffing and then would hopefully be able to, gesture towards where I think we would be going if Riz is still going to pursue this, or if she's perhaps on a meat adventure now.
No, I mean she's done her thieving, so she's good for now. So she's back in the trees, hiding in case the guy happens to look back, and she still has disguised self up, so she looks like just a a dude. Just a random human dude. The most nondescript dude you could imagine.
Just generic dude.
Player character 1. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Your demon god is satisfied with your shenanigans.
So is Perseverance there? Or is he not?
Yeah. I was waiting in that area,
Cool.
trying to find where I thought the trail led to, and then I haven't heard since then. So I will react accordingly.
Okay. So she'll find you, and
I'm the big bear.
yeah, I think she's got that. All right. So that guy was like, I'm gonna be polite and just say I think he was dropped on his head several times as a child.
Oh.
Anyway, so I have a severed head that he found in a salt circle somewhere in the vicinity, which I kind of would like to investigate further, and I feel like might be connected to the blood trail we were previously tracking. But with your little bear nose, or your big bear nose, as it were, if you sniff this, do you mind sniffing this and see if you can find where it came from? She'll hold up the severed head.
Yeah. Give it a big old whiff.
So she wants him to sniff the head in order to find where
it came from. Or if there's another, like, a trail for it.
Okay, if there's a trail for it. Okay,
And I guess before I would do this, does the head look super old? Or, you know what I mean? Like, because at a certain point it'd be like, well, maybe this isn't, a followable head trail.
Unfortunately for you, my friend, as she holds it, like, there is, like, the wet sounds of it being pretty recently being disconnected, if I'm to be honest.
Sure.
It looks like it is it's the neck and the stuff associated with that is kind of goopy. So you would be able to get a good sniff on this.
Okay, yeah. We'll do that.
Okay, yeah, as you get and I'm just going to give this to you because you are a bear. As you do take a big old whiff of this fucking head.
Head sniffs.
What you are able to discern is two different, or I guess like a continuation of the same trail. One that leads back and further away from the lake and into the forests, and one that goes towards the lake and presumably where all of the kobolds are currently hanging out.
Which odor goes towards the lake?
The head.
Okay, yeah. And then the blood odor goes towards the forest.
Right. The way that I would term this is that also you are competing against like the rain falling and
sure. I mean, I'm happy that we're not going into, I'm rolling for smells, that we're just accepting, okay, a bear can smell stuff, so.
I mean, that would be weird if I was like, hey, you apex predator, I don't know if you can smell blood, right?
Yeah, I'm happy with this abstraction. I just wanted to know how to characterize it.
Yeah, so what I would say is that it's all part of the same trail. The trail doesn't, something that, I guess in your bear sense, you would get the impression that whoever put the head there, further up and further away, is also amongst the kobolds here. Or next to Lake Balagia.
Okay. So what I think I would do then is I'm going to stay in bear form for another moment, and we'll just see, because it might be easier to communicate not as a bear. But for now, I'm going to hold... Can I stand and hold things as a bear, or am I really like a bear? I don't know how this works.
I think you're a bear.
All right. We're getting at it.
Depends on how well trained you are.
And the question is whether or not bears can stand and hold things, and the answer is generally yes, depending on the object.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to try and stand, and I'm going to try and hold the head in one hand, and I'm going to rub some blood from the neck on a bear claw in the other hand, and I'm going to point the head towards that smell direction, and then the blood claw in the other way, sort of making arms out line. Riz can interpret as she sees fit.
I think Riz is just staring, like...
Okay. I turned back into Viseverin.
Nothing.
It's good enough. I got plenty of wild shape charges. I don't need to be precious about it. I can smell the head. Whoever severed the head, maybe that came from the direction of the lake. The blood smell we were following leads further into the woods.
Interesting. I would really like to know who the fuck put a severed head in the woods randomly with a fucking salt circle around it. That's weird, right? I'm not being insane.
Mm-hmm. What's the, you found I thought I saw you grab a metal sphere.
Oh, yeah, and I got this thing. I don't know. Like, and she'll hold it out.
Is there any check we can do on that, Elliot? A roll check for what it is?
Yeah, let's see if there's anything that would work especially well.
Arcana?
Not for not for me. We're gonna get this at Parker's hands.
Yeah, this is this would be an Arcana check.
Okay. Did you make one, Riz?
No, I haven't done anything yet with it. So I mean,
I'm just gonna roll.
Can I give?
I got a 13. No pluses.
I don't have any pluses either.
To figure out what this is.
Yeah, just like seamless.
Seems like it's a it's a container of some kind.
Okay. Yep. Nothing further.
Yeah. See, and he's just oh god, he was so frustrating. That guy.
Merchants are like that when you don't give them their money.
I mean, listen, I was trying to help him, quite honestly, and which is weird for me, but hey. Anyway, okay, so we have a random orb, we have a severed head, we have a blood trail, we have a bunch of fucking kobolds. Fuck. I mean, should we just try and go in the forest like a little bit further and just see if we see anything and then head back?
I think so. If there is anything up further near the kobolds, there are already people over there.
Right. Well, I don't know. I don't think there was... I feel like if there was something up there, we would have seen it already. I don't know. But, okay, we'll press on a little bit further, and then we'll head back and show everyone our spoils. I bet Wobbles will have a field day with this. I hope. And she'll hold up the metal sphere.
So just so I'm understanding, out of bear form, you're going to try to pursue the blood trail that's kind of getting weaker?
Yeah, but I'll switch back if it gets too weak.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys head towards the general direction that Viseverin initially had, you can see that as you were going further and further up, you do see more of these weird blooms, the one that Viseverin now has, as you continue to follow it. And you reach a small clearing. There is only almost the memory of salt here, but you can make out that this is probably where the head was located from the current group. It's a half a mile east of where you guys are. When you look around, there appears to be a couple of tools here. These are tools that are definitely not they aren't like made from Harmony craftsmen. It is tools from a different island, and
tools for like building things, making things? Butchering tools. Got it.
But you are able to secure a saw and a vice. However, you do see a rather large blood splot and what looks like the grass was trampled down, although it looks like the surrounding grass for about 5 feet was pushed down as if there was a weight on top of that, like moving. It suddenly disappears. The grass standing tall again.
Is the salt circle intact?
No. It is. You basically see like paste at this point.
Okay, gotcha. So whatever it was needed for, the need for it most likely has passed and it's been abandoned.
Well, it's been rained on, and we know Doofus trampled all over it to get the head.
My first thought was, is there a need to reestablish the salt circle for whatever protections someone felt was necessary?
Well, the head's already gone.
Yeah.
Is there... So it was... What were the tools again? A vice and a what? And a saw?
Saw.
If this is too meta, I'm fine with it, but just out of curiosity, would Riz recognize if they were in Kanta made? Since that's where her mom's from. Damn it.
Oh. I mean, I would give you disadvantage on trying to figure that out, but you could try it. And that would be history, I guess.
And that's something clearly I wouldn't have any reason to know.
Right.
Nah, I don't think Riz would know that. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm gonna take everything. Can I spend 10 minutes in ritual cast detect magic?
Sure. Yeah, you can ritual cast detect magic. You are trying to detect.
I'm gonna set out everything. I'm gonna set out the head. I'm gonna set out the sphere. If I had Okat's mousetrap, I'd set that out too, but I don't. And the tools that are there, and then I want to investigate all of those, and then the salt circle and anything in the general vicinity of if I can discern if it would be possible if people were doing this out of a ritual based on something and they were using magic or something similar, or if it was just a superstition or wives' tale or whatever.
I don't know if that magic can go that far.
But just if magic was used, though, is what I'm trying to differentiate, because that's my thought, is if it was magic was used for something, or if it was just some people fucking around.
Definitely the sphere, magical. The head, that's an interesting question. Is a head magic? No, I don't think it's magical. I'll get back to you on that when I have a better sense of that. The salt circle, definitely not magical. Just your workaday, everyday salt. So you also want the tools out, right? Tools are also not magical.
I have maybe a bad idea.
And I love a bad idea.
I was thinking of writing a message in the sky for my own purposes, but I could change the message to be related to the sphere, the head, or Aswang, with the understanding that may bring unwanted attention to us, or to you specifically for having stolen the sphere.
Ha! God, that is a really terrible idea. She is smiling. You know what? I kind of love it.
I could do a handful of words like, we have the head and sphere, Aswang.
I don't know that the sphere... Well, let's leave the sphere out of this for now. Let's just say we have the head.
Fair. We have the head. Salt circle something? Do we do...
We have your head... Let's see. We have the head.
And then, Elliot, is there anything distinctive about the head? I know it was referred to as a weird head. The fact that it was for sale on a cart itself is inherently weird, but I want to know if the head was intrinsically weird.
What you see is that the head is... The gender of the head is masculine presenting. It has rather long, stringy black hair to make it easier to grasp, I would assume. You notice that when you are looking at it, its tongue seems a little bit longer than it should, even when it's tucked in its mouth. And it's also beheaded, so I think that's also kind of weird.
Okay, yep.
Question. I want to metagame something really quick because Sadie said something utterly brilliant in chat, and I want to fucking use it. Also, I want to give her an inspiration. Sadie, take an inspiration. Which is...
So you're down to one more inspiration.
Yes,
okay.
I don't care. I'm wasting it.
No, that's never a waste.
Got head, got your ball, your move.
So the ball's back in play, so to speak?
Yeah, because got head, got your... got your head, got your ball, got your move.
Yeah, I would only add severed. Got severed head, got your ball.
And so this is a message that goes up in the sky?
Yeah, and then, last thing. Riz, Aswang, in or out?
I don't... let's leave that out.
Okay, so I'm going to leave that part out. Yeah, and the spell, and the reason I wanted to pause to do this, so sorry, is that Riz was doing the 10-minute ritual version of Detect Magic, and so I'm going to do the 10-minute ritual version of Skywrite.
Okay.
Second level druid spell. You cause up to 10 words to form in a part of the sky you can see. The words appear to be made of cloud and remain in place for the spell's duration. The words dissipate when the spell ends. A strong wind can disperse the clouds and end the spell early. So it lasts up to 1 hour.
Okay. 1 hour in the sky, and what does it look like?
The clouds. The cloud shape into the letters.
Okay, so excellent. So anybody who looks at the sky in this general direction can see it. Okay, perfect.
And can read common, I think, would be...
Right. Okay, so
we're not going to not doing cursive or anything fancy.
Right. Yeah. So the clouds in the very heavens themselves start to reform themselves into the words "got head, got your ball, your move."
Yeah, and I did add in severed head, even though I know it ruins the flow. Sorry, Sadie, but
so got severed head, got your ball,
your move.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Feeling better about Riz as the leader again. That was a hell of a wording.
Also, may I ask one question? Sorry.
Yeah, go.
And then we're done for the rest of the session.
Sorry, then we're done. No, this is just more for, when we got was there any description given of the guy who ran from the inn in the middle of the night? We knew he was shirtless. Or naked.
He was naked.
Yeah, we knew he was naked.
We did know he was a brunette, I thought. I was pretty sure that was in one of my notes.
I felt like that was something too. So
yeah, you did have the fact that he was a naked brunette.
Brunette. Was that and that was all we got.
He didn't have a whole lot more for you on that.
Okay,
nice.
Cool. Just
I believe he was distinctly human. I think that was said.
Yeah, human naked brunette, yes.
God, we should have found out how long his tongue was before we left. We didn't think to ask about his tongue length.
Most people don't, honestly.
Yeah.
Kind of just a live and learn thing, you know?
That's why Wobbles is a good investigator. He always asks about tongues.
So, with the site investigated and the clouds reformed to say, got severed head, got your ball, your move, is there anything else that you would like to do, or are you guys going to go back to the lake?
It's plenty.
We'll be good now. Thanks, GM.
Okay. Okay, as you guys are heading back, we have Luwewe, Okot, and Wobbles. Wobbles, who's at stasis. Okot, who's questioning, has just given a compliment, and Luwewe, who's curious about the Incanton delegation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what was that group like, Wobbles?
They're definitely gonna try and catch other boats on fire. And they're very good at seeing deception.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's trying to trick them out of their rubies. They saw right through it.
I know it's not against the rules, but that seems against the spirit of things. They're really gonna set people on fire? I mean...
Well, probably the boats.
I mean, people are in the boats. That's how fire works.
If that's not against the rules, I think maybe we need to add a byline or an amendment or something, because that feels like it should be against the rules. Like, this is not an acceptable time for an Airbud situation.
A what?
Does anyone know where Perseveron is? I have a big tree question.
He and Riz went I don't know, that way, right?
She just points to the woods.
Well,
I mean, Cat's the one who saw him. Is that what you said? Yeah, they went that way.
Yeah. Yeah, they totally went that way. I'm pretty sure.
well, does anyone who isn't Versevron then know if any trees that produce fireproof sap in the area? It's a shot in the dark, but boy, would it be useful.
Yeah, you got me on that last bit. In the area is not my strong suit.
So useful. But no, I don't really know much about trees. So
I don't know much about the area. No.
could we do tests? We could just like get a bunch of sap and then set them on fire. Like experiments.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, science! And then she gets up and just runs for the trees.
Yeah, Wobbles follows, daggers held out.
I mean, Okat's absolutely into it. Like, we're setting shit on fire. Yes, please. For science, even better.
For science!
Even better.
Okay, perfect. So you guys are going to go to the trees and try different trees to see if there is a resin that makes it fireproof.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this sounds doable. Why not?
What a horrifying thing for a druid to then come upon later. We're trying to find out which trees are fireproof.
Well, we're just going to bleed the trees a little bit and then set their blood on fire. So.
Oh, so okay.
Okay, yeah.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, it's not barbaric.
We're not going to set the forest on fire. We're from the Pacific Northwest. We don't do that.
And if we do, it'll be an accident this time.
This time.
Let's see here. This is interesting. So what I'm going to do...
I love that we have so many bonkers plans in play that Elliot's got to like, all right. What does all this mean?
Yeah, he's already started repeating our plans back to us, which means he did not anticipate them.
All right, let me cut to someone else. Oh, shit. They're doing nonsense too.
Oh, okay. So you're going to do that thing you just said in exactly these words. Is that what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's nonsense and nonsenser tonight.
Okay, yeah. Let me just double check something real quick.
Nonsense and nonsensibility.
Yes.
Episode title.
I can tell I almost got a spit take out of that one.
Okay, I'm going to say you guys are doing this before they're doing their entire thing. So when you go out into the forest, what is most in your immediate vicinity, you see about 3 distinctly different trees. You see a tree that has a rather thin, it's the same one that Barton knocked down, or yeah, the one that Barton knocked down, which has a thinner sort of trunk, and its leaves are really large and broad-leafed. You have one that is a deciduous, which has a lot of separate little pine needles, and that has a broader and darker trunk. And then you have one that has a paper white trunk.
I'm just gonna go ahead and be a dick here and point out that pine trees are not deciduous, unless they are in this world. In which case, you do you, boo.
Well, thanks for keeping me honest in that way. Non-deciduous.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Decidedly non-deciduous.
Okay. Decidedly non-deciduous. Okay, great. You have those 3 options.
I think that's a rom-com coming out later this year.
I mean, yeah. So we have 3 different trees, and I mean, Wobbles has 2 daggers, and Lily has 10, technically. So
Okat's got 2. We've got so many daggers between the 3 of us. Daggers for days.
So, I mean, each take a tree and just like puncture and see if we can get some sap out.
Slice it up.
As you run these 3, go for it.
I call the decidedly non-deciduous tree.
Okay, fantastic. So as you do that one, yeah, what comes out is it has a very strong pine scent. It looks to be about pine sol color as it gloops out. And yeah, you can try to set this on fire. There is a soft rain, so it might be a little bit more difficult than it would normally be.
Yeah, I'm going to try and set it on fire, and I also might dab some on my pulse points because that smells amazing.
Yeah. So, as you do, this does catch on fire pretty good. Although you also do smell very good as well. So you have two really strong, it's weak in one area but strong in another. And where it's strong is in scent.
Well, that is the price of science. Sometimes you find something you didn't expect to. So overall, I'm pleased. The experiment failed successfully.
Okay, which one is Wobbles going after?
We'll go for the paper white.
Paper white with that one. Wobbles, as you brandish your dagger to pierce this, a very strange thing happens, I would say. You hear a whistle start to echo throughout the trees as it seems like all the trees surrounding where you're at are maybe shimmering or shaking a little bit as these whistles start to sound out around you. So you have the one that you're about to poke, the paper white one, and then a whistle to your left, and then a whistle further away to your left, and then all of a sudden a whistle straight behind to your right, echoing throughout. And also Loewe and Sadie Okot would also hear these whistles start going.
Is it clear what the source is?
Ooh.
Or should I roll to find that source?
Well, actually, my friend, you should definitely roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't sound like a check.
Is this against magic? Because if it is, I have advantage.
I don't think this qualifies as magic. No.
That's both good and
No,
bad.
this is just a normal thing that trees do.
Ooh, I got an 8.
Not magical.
You got a 9, technically.
I rolled an 8.
9.
I got a
bit.
9.
Okay, so what happens is as you start to hear these whistles, do you have defense against being frightened?
I get advantage on wisdom, intelligence, and charisma saves against magic. It's like a gnome thing.
So what happens, Wobbles, is suddenly as you start to hear all these whistles around you, you immediately lock up in fear. As it seems like those whistles are not just whistling while you work. These are whistles that have a distinctly malicious tone to them, and they're coming for you, and you know that they are, and it locks you in place. You are frightened. You can still absolutely drill in this, no problem, but you are unable to move more than 5 feet for the next 6 seconds, which isn't a whole lot, but it is a warning shot to you.
And I move 5 feet away from the forest. Away.
Wobbles? Okay, alright. The trees are whistling. Yeah, I don't think he's okay. I think that's a dumb question. Oh boy.
Just watching him run as the trees continue to whistle, I assume, right?
They seem to stop as soon as he freaks out. But you did hear them, and you saw him lock up, and they seem to have gone silent, and all you hear is the soft sound of rain falling.
Have I ever heard anything about whistling trees?
I don't think that you would have.
Okay.
I mean, fuck, for that matter, have I heard anything about whistling trees?
I mean, yeah, but in your homeworld, whistling trees were a sign of good fortune and definitely didn't freak anybody out.
Damn it.
All right, I'm gonna take a step toward the whistling trees.
And Okot yells, "Hey, Wobbles, you're about to get lucky."
Fan art of the big boobed Okot yelling to Wobbles, "Hey, you're about to get lucky."
God damn it.
Sorry. I know our audience. Me.
I mean, this entire episode has been nothing but innuendo. It's just, look, that's where we're at.
Oh, that's not it. I'm trying to talk and I just keep laughing.
Okay, hi, Mr. Trees, Mr. Tree, plural, I don't know. Hi. I'm gonna guess you didn't like that very much. All right, okay, I guess I can see that why. Like, I wouldn't really care if people well, I would care. I would care a lot if people like Hemophin just started poking me with stuff. But we were just kind of looking for a little bit of sap. That doesn't usually hurt trees. Does that hurt trees? I didn't think we were hurting trees. Cause isn't like maple syrup like tree stuff? I think.
Are you fireproof by any chance?
No.
Not you, the tree.
Oh, right. Why would I be fireproof? Yeah, no, that's a dumb question.
Sorry, I should have clarified.
And at this point, even though it's been more than 5 seconds, Wobbles has just kept running, and he is out of there. And he's going to go back to work on his motor in his little safe space around his short
He's
friends.
over science.
I mean, he's already motoring, so.
Good. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to run all the way back to the kobolds and continue to work on his motor. Okay. That sounds perfect.
Oh, he's gone. All right.
As Wei, and Okot are trying to talk to the trees here are unresponsive. However, you do hear in the medium distance something rustling through the bushes.
She's gonna step up to the tree that Wobbles was at. And you're like,
I'm just going to put my hand on you, okay?
and she just does that.
The whistling turns into words. Bad touch, I need an adult.
I mean, does it let me touch it, or are we back to whistling?
Great question. Love that question. I think as we try to figure that out, we're going to cut to Wobbles.
Thank you for listening to What's Your Damage Season 2, featuring Ray Palmer as Luwewe, Sadie Blake as Okot, Kate Ingram as Riz Parcheesi, Douglas Gale as Perseveron, Parker Postini as Wobbles Waggletop. Elliot Rose is our Dungeon Master. Audio engineering by Sadie Blake and Douglas Gale. All music created by Sadie Blake. Sound effect attributions can be found in the show notes.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. You can find more of What's Your Damage on Apple Music and Spotify, or on our website, WYDpod.com. We've got maps there, just gorgeous character art, and tons of lore from the world of Onisano. There's also a sign up for our newsletter, which features content warnings for all episodes at release, because that's important. And for those of you who want to chat with us on social media, because you love us so much, you can find us at WYD Pod, and that's going to be WYD PODD, like Okot's tits, on Instagram and Threads, as well as others listed on our website. In case you don't like the first two, you can find us elsewhere, because trust me, we're there. I promise, we're there. So, like, stop by, say hi. genuinely would love to hear from you.
9.